Watch this before it's too late, because your life is changing right now, with or without you. Most people don't fail because they can't succeed. They fail because they wait too long. What you're about to hear will challenge your mindset and wake up the potential inside you. If you're serious about your future, don't skip this. Watch until the end. Watch this before it's too late. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when everything feels perfect. Because the truth is, there is a clock you cannot see, a countdown you cannot hear, and a time limit you do not control. And most people live as if they have forever. They wake up late, delay their dreams, ignore their purpose, and convince themselves that there is always more time. More time to start, more time to change, more time to become who they were created to be. But what if there isn't? What if the opportunity you keep postponing is the very thing your life depends on? What if the version of you that you are avoiding is the version that could transform everything? There is something inside of you that knows you are not living at your full potential. You feel it in moments of silence. You feel it when you see others succeed. You feel it when you think about what your life could be. That feeling is not random. It is your purpose calling you. But instead of answering it, most people ignore it. They distract themselves. They scroll endlessly. They fill their time with things that do not matter. And slowly, without realizing it, they begin to drift further and further away from who they were meant to become. And one day, they wake up, not with excitement, not with purpose, but with regret. Regret for the time they wasted. Regret for the chances they didn't take. Regret for the life they never lived. And the painful truth is, it didn't have to be that way. You were not created to live a life of regret. You were created with intention. There is something assigned to you that no one else can do the way you can. A gift, a talent, a purpose, but purpose is not automatic. It must be discovered, and more importantly, it must be acted upon, because knowing your purpose means nothing if you never live it. Another truth you must understand is this: your life is not controlled by what happens to you, but by how you respond to it. Many people blame their past. They say, I didn't have the right opportunities. My situation is different. I'll start when things get better, but life does not wait for perfect conditions. And success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who act, even when it is difficult, even when it is uncertain, even when it is uncomfortable. Because growth lives in discomfort. Nothing grows in comfort. Comfort keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. It keeps you where you are. It convinces you that this is enough. But deep down, you know it isn't. You know you were meant for more. And that knowing is both a gift and a responsibility. Because once you know you are capable of more, you can no longer settle for less without feeling it. You can no longer ignore your potential without being reminded of it. And that is where the struggle begins. Because growth requires you to leave behind the person you used to be. It requires you to change your habits. It requires you to change your thinking. It requires you to change your identity. And that is not easy, but it is necessary, because your current habits have created your current life. If you want a different life, you must create different habits. Daily actions shape your future. What you do every day matters more than what you do occasionally. Small decisions, repeated over time, create massive results. But most people underestimate small actions. They think they need to do something big to change their lives. But real change happens in the small things: waking up earlier, staying disciplined, choosing growth over comfort, and doing it consistently. Consistency is what most people lack. They start, but they don't finish. They try, but they don't continue. They get excited, but they don't stay committed. And without consistency, there is no transformation. Another truth is that your mindset is shaping your reality. The way you think determines the way you live. If you believe you are limited, you will act limited. If you believe you are capable, you will take action. Your thoughts become your beliefs. Your beliefs become your actions. And your actions create your life. So if you want to change your life, you must change your thinking. You must stop feeding your mind negativity. Stop telling yourself that you can't. Stop focusing on your limitations. Start focusing on your potential. Start believing in your ability to grow. Because belief is the foundation of action. And action is the foundation of results. Another thing you must understand is that fear will always be present. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. But fear is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to move forward. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. And if you allow fear to control you, you will remain stuck. But if you face it, you will grow. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite it. And every time you act, you become stronger. Every time you push forward, you get closer to your purpose. And that is what this moment is about. This is not just a video. This is a wake-up call, a reminder that your life is happening now. Not later, not someday, now.